my channel. I have kind of a strange video for today, sort of a one-off departure from my typical content. Don't normally talk about makeup. I very rarely talk about skincare, but that's actually kind of what I have for you today. It's like a combination of those two things. This video has been sort of a year in the making of me behind the scenes trying a couple different products to lengthen my lashes and help to just overall uplift the look of my eyes. If you don't know already, I am 42. I will be 43 in June of 2023. So obviously I'm not getting any younger, and I have more hooded eyes. I have smaller eyes. I always have, obviously, but as I've gotten older, of course, gravity is taking a little bit of control over my eyelids, and they're getting even smaller and more hooded as time goes on. So I was really wanting something that would make my eyes look more open, and of course without surgery or anything, I knew that having longer lashes would probably help me to look like I was more awake and that my eyes were bigger and more open and more youthful. So that's really where I started. It was like the root of all this, no pun intended, was my lashes and the length of my lashes, because I normally have pretty short eyelashes. I'll do a before and after here of this one product I'm talking about first, because really my lifted lash routine starts at night with the product I'm getting ready to share. So I found this product a little over a year ago. I actually bought it last year after Christmas with some of my Christmas money. So it was a little bit of a splurge, something I really had never spent that much on any type of skincare product before, but I would do it over and over again because it has been worth its weight in gold. Definitely cheaper than lash extensions, a lot more convenient because I do it at home. It takes literally 5 seconds at most to use, and the results have been amazing. So I went from having really short lashes to a lot longer. They've really doubled, I think, in length since I started using this product. So if you follow me on Instagram, you have heard me talk about this. I don't know that I've ever talked about it on YouTube, but I have talked about it on Instagram because I was just blown away by the results. I had seen other people talk about it, and I was like, there's no way it works that well, or it's not gonna work that well for me. And obviously everybody's results vary, but it has worked tremendously well for me, and it has been a year now of me using this product, and I use it pretty much every single night. I love it, and it has made a huge difference in the length of my eyelashes. So that product is the Hello Skincare Lash Therapy. This is just something super simple. It's a lash growth serum that is vegan and natural. So simple to use. I mean, it takes 2 seconds per eye at most to put it on at night. You just put it on your lash line, let it dry. I know they say you can use it in the morning before makeup, like let it dry and then put your makeup on, but for me it's just easier to put it on at night, and that way when I get up in the morning, I go straight in to do my makeup. So I love this stuff. See, pretty much my lashes have doubled in length, and they have stayed consistently long since they got to that point. Now I feel like they've definitely reached the point where they're not gonna get any longer. I don't really know how lash serums work, honestly, but my lashes have been this length for quite a while now, about a little over 6 months probably now. And I was able to see results with this when I first started using it. Within, I remember, I think it was 11 days. I remember putting a post on Instagram and I was like, this is only 11 days worth of results. What's it gonna look like in, 11 weeks. So definitely the longer you use it, the longer your lashes will get. But I do think they get to a point where they're like, okay, we're done, we're not getting any longer. And that's really where I have been now, just kind of maintaining that length. It's definitely an investment in your confidence, and it's definitely cheaper than doing lash extensions and some of the other lash serums out there. It's a great option. So I actually reached out to Hello Skincare to ask if they could offer you guys a discount code, and they have very generously offered a 30% discount, which is pretty unheard of. I don't know, I think they might have done that for Black Friday, but that's something they don't offer very often at all. But they are giving me a code for you guys to be able to get 30% off the lash therapy or anything else that you want on the website. So definitely take advantage of that discount if you are interested, because it's not gonna last forever. I'll put the end date and the coupon code in the description box if you're interested. But if you've ever been on the fence about it, you've ever been curious about it, you've heard me talk about it, especially on Instagram, now is the time to take advantage of it, where you can get 30% off. It's the best deal they offer. So make sure if you are interested in getting longer lashes at home yourself, then you take advantage of that while the coupon code is still valid. So that's why I wanted to start with the lash serum, because that is definitely what has made the biggest difference in the length of my lashes and opening them up and kind of making it look like that I have more youthful eyes. But I needed something now that they're longer to lift them. And I know you can do like chemical procedures either at home or in the salon where they like lift your lashes, but again, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want something that expensive. I didn't want something that could be potentially dangerous with the chemicals. I didn't want the upkeep or anything like that. So I was trying to find some products that I could use that would give me a more lifted lash at home, on a budget, of course. I use a lash curler. I have used a lash curler for years, and I still use a traditional lash curler. But I wanted something that was a little bit more, I don't want to say hardcore because that sounds scary, but like a little bit more oomph to it. So I actually looked into a heated lash curler. Now this is going to look a lot different than your typical lash curler because obviously it is long and you don't have to like pinch your eyelashes between it. But it does have the little silicone teeth on it, and it's heated. It does get warm. It uses battery. For me, it's not too hot. I can't imagine that, you know, unless you hold it on your eyeball, that it would be too hot. It's a weird sensation at first to be putting something warm on your eyelids, but once you get used to it, I feel like it definitely doesn't burn. It's definitely not a huge deal to get used to. But I like this either instead of or in addition to a traditional lash curler, because for me, with having smaller and hooded eyes, it's hard for me to get to the base of my eyelashes with a traditional lash curler. And I like it because I can get all the way to the root with this, where I cannot with a traditional lash curler. So this has really helped to amplify the length of my lashes, the lift that they have, and also, like I said, getting to the root. It's also really convenient because it's warm all the way to the tip, so I can come over here in this outer corner that tends to turn down quite a bit, and I can lift up a little bit, whereas I can't really get to those really low lashes with a traditional curler. So a lot of times I'll use this instead of any other lash curler, or if I have a little extra time, I will use this and then I'll use a traditional lash curler just at the tips. But this has really made a huge difference, I think, in getting to the root. Like if you're gonna do something to your hair and your head, you gotta get to the root to get that volume, right? You gotta pump it up at the root. And that's the same thing I have found with this. It really helps me to get to the very base of my lashes, get all that lift that I can, and then go on to mascara. So a heated lash curler is your best friend. This is just the Panasonic one. It was around $15. I got it from Amazon. I'll link it for you. I know they make other ones. I'm sure there's ones that are probably nicer, and I don't know. But for now, this is getting the job done, and it really helps to lift my lashes naturally. Okay, and the last product that I use to lift and lengthen my lashes and open up my hooded aging eyes is a really good lash lifting mascara. I didn't even know that was a thing until I found this product, and I love it. This is the Maybelline Lash Lift. Looks like this. And one thing I like about it is any mascara, whether it's a lash lifting or whatever they want to call it, I don't like the rubber bristles. They hurt, they're sharp, I don't know. For me, they don't work. So I really like a conventional brush, which this has. You can see there's a little bit of a shape to it, so it really helps you because it's tapered in the middle. It helps you to get to the base of those lashes, get every single one. And I have found this to be a very lifting formula. I noticed, actually, I started using this before I even started using this. So I was using this already, and I was like, okay, my lashes are longer. I want something to lift them and like plump them up. So I was using this actually before I even went to the heated curler, and I noticed a huge difference from the other mascara that I was using to this. So this definitely gives you an extra oomph on your lashes to give them that little bit of lift that you need, that I find stays all day. But one thing I will say, if you do find that your lashes tend to not hold their curl all day long, that's one thing, again, I love about a heated lash curler versus a conventional eyelash curler, because for me, I can't ever go back in. Once I've got mascara on, if you go put your lashes back into a conventional lash curler, it clumps them all together and they're all stuck and gross, and they stick to the lash curler and they stick to each other. This is really nice because you can turn it back on anytime throughout the day, even with mascara on, and do a little extra touch up. You know, just kind of hold it at the root like this for a few seconds and get a little bit of a touch up to the lift of your lashes. So that's another thing I like about a heated lash curler versus a conventional lash curler. So with these three products, this one especially, and then these two used together, I feel like it has really helped to, of course, lengthen my lashes, but then also lift them and keep them lifted so that it really makes my eyes as open as possible. Like I said, you know, I've always had smaller eyes. I really don't have much lid space anyway. And then as I'm getting older, I'm having to learn consistently and relearn how to do my makeup to adjust for the fact that my lids are getting lower and lower down. I am getting less and less lid space. They are getting a little bit crepey sometimes in certain spots. So of course I'm working on skincare things, you know, using retinaldehyde in my skincare, and, you know, using oils and eye creams and all that stuff. But you know, some things you just cannot stop. unless you do something severe like surgery. So I was trying to find natural, sustainable, budget-friendly ways to give me that longer lash, that lifted lash, and that more youthful looking appearance on my eyelids as possible from home on a budget. So I thought I would share it with you guys because, like I said, this is not a video I would typically share, but I feel like a lot of my audience is female, a lot of my audience is around my age or kind of heading that direction. You know, you're thinking ahead, like, I'm getting older, I've got to start like beefing up my skincare or doing things to kind of update my look a little bit and work around some challenges of aging, which is definitely the stage I'm at right now. So I thought I would share it with you guys, and I hope it was helpful. So I know it's kind of random, but I hope you liked it. I will link the products I talked about in today's video in the description box, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.